Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, then my name is Abhishek. I'm a product designer based in Mumbai who is currently on a sabbatical. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how I use procrastination to get things done more productively. What if I told you that procrastination is not a bad thing? What if I told you that procrastination is an indicator of what is important and what is boring? Just think about it. Would you procrastinate if there was a fire in the building? Or say a lion appears in your room? Nope. You would run for your life. We only procrastinate when we are made to do unnatural and unintelligent duties and procedures, such as paying your bills or filing your income tax returns. We procrastinate till the last day because doing the boring work a day or a month in advance isn't gonna give us any benefit, right? I mean, why go through the ordeal if there is no upside? I remember when I was doing my bachelor's in mechanical engineering, I used to procrastinate on every occasion, be it while doing assignments, projects, theses, every small or big thing. I went to college just because I had to. It's because I didn't know any other way to get a job and make some money and become independent. Like many unfortunate kids in India, going to college for me was an obligation, not a choice. But later on, when I did my master's in interaction design, it was a completely different story. I did it by choice. I wanted to do it. I knew exactly what I wanted to do and why I wanted to do it. Interestingly, in the 2 years that I spent in IIT Bombay during my master's, I never procrastinated, even for a single moment. To my benefit, there were no boring exams or tedious assignments. All the subjects had real-world projects, and I looked forward to doing all of them with all my heart. This was when I realized that it's the same me. A few years back, I couldn't help but procrastinate, and now I've completely killed procrastination. But how come? I didn't change, right? Only the things that I did change, and that is very important. You see, procrastination is your soul rebelling against the boring things that you make it go through. It's an indicator that whatever you're doing is neither interesting nor urgent, which means it can wait. I mean, not everything needs to get done in advance, especially when it is not necessary, right? We have this infatuation with premature optimization for no particular reason. I mean, look at me. I've been publishing one essay every week on my website for the past 2.5 years, and I've never missed a week. But I have never ever written an article in advance unless it was absolutely necessary. For example, say I'm going on a vacation and I won't be available to write for a couple of weeks. Yes, then it makes sense to write a couple of articles in advance. Otherwise, not. In fact, sometimes I finish writing an essay or making a video on the very day it's supposed to go live. Now, many would say it's not the best way to do things, but to be honest, who defines this best practices? Tell me, who is that person? I would rather listen to my inner instincts than what some book or some website written by some random dude or random girl says. As a rule of thumb, we only procrastinate when we have an obligation, not when we have an option. Know the difference between the two. Now get this, we are obligated to be good employees since our salaries depend upon it. We are obligated to pay our taxes, otherwise the government would come after us. We are obligated to get good grades because we do not want to disappoint our parents. Let me give you one more personal example. Like I said before, I only went to college just because that was the only viable way I knew how to gain financial independence. Hence, I was obligated to bring in good grades. And the funny thing is that I brought none. I was a pathetic student. Whereas, on the other hand, I chose to do my master's because I wanted to learn interaction design. I put a lot of effort in my projects because they interested me and I looked forward to them. Nobody forced me to do well. I was under no obligation whatsoever to bring in good grades. Despite that, I did very well in my classes because I found the whole thing very interesting. There was no external pressure. I simply followed my curiosity. I mean, you get only one life to live. You do not want to waste it doing things you do not enjoy. When I started to procrastinate during my day job, it started to feel like a duty, a certain kind of obligation, and I didn't enjoy the work anymore. I kind of knew it was time to quit. Since I was planning for such an event for a long time, so I had the luxury to quit right away. Watch this video here where I explain how I planned the whole thing. Anyway, long story short, procrastination is our natural defense against uninteresting, and non-urgent things. Don't fight procrastination. Use it as a signal. Do not read boring books. Do not even write if you find the whole process of writing boring. If you, as the author, found it boring to write something, why on earth would you want to bore somebody by making them read it? Do not pay your taxes in advance unless there's some benefit. Procrastinate as long as possible, because at the end, you would be obligated to do it anyway, so why do it early? And lastly, do not do jobs that you find boring, because the output isn't gonna be great anyway. You see, when you do things you're naturally curious about, productivity kicks in automatically. You do not have to put in extra effort. So as a rule, do not fight procrastination. Use it as a signal to either delay or avoid things. And that is the secret. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, do let me know in the comments. And before you move on, I suggest you watch this video here where I explain 5 rules that will make you an awesome reader. It's pretty amazing. I'll see you later. Take care. Bye-bye.